we're starting today's episode with a quote here just to set the tempo of what we're discussing here at Politically Connected. The book is Power Systems by Noam Chomsky. And if you're a student of politics, you'll pay attention. It is the governed who have power and the rulers who have to find ways to keep them from using their power. Force has its limits, so they have to use persuasion. They have to find ways to convince people to accept authority. If they aren't able to do that, the whole thing is going to collapse. This is Politically Connected, and today we are discussing a very, very sober moment that we had in our country 2 years ago. This was June 2024, and now we're just going to discuss in regards to what exactly has happened since. Have the young people actually gotten what they want? Is the government listening? And more importantly, have the victims been compensated adequately? With me in studio, we have our Gen Z lawyer, Wakili Kadide. Karibu.
Asante sana.
She's not only an advocate of the High Court, she's also an affiliate of the Linda Mwananchi movement and serves as the National Organizing Secretary of the Youth League. Yes. Karibu.
Asante sana, Diana. I'm happy to be here at Politically Connected.
Yes.
Because I'm politically connected.
Yes, for sure. We know you're politically connected. We've been seeing you on TikTok. We know very well you're politically connected. Yes. But I'm just wondering, Kadide, when did you get this political consciousness? Ilianza lini?
My. I think in 2024. When I look back in 2023, I didn't care who's the president, who's the governor, who's the women rep. To be honest, those were people outside my circle of life. But now coming to 2024 and the finance bill coming in, and now people breaking down the concepts within the finance bill. But then I was in Kenya School of Law, is when I was just like, now watu wanakuja sana. I need to be actually really informed with what is happening. So I think that's when it ignited my interest in politics.
Wow.
Yes.
So before 2024, you were like, it's whatever.
It's whatever. In fact, even in 2022, I actually took my mom to the polling station.
Kuvote.
Na sikuvote. Na in fact, nilikuwa namuingishia makaratasi kwa ballot box. But for me, I was just like, I don't care. Anyone who wants to become president
so
can
you are
become.
part of the 8 million youths who didn't vote. What happened? What happened that made you feel like, no, I'm not taking part in 2022 elections?
I think I was just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me.
I
don't know why I felt like it doesn't affect me when it actually affects me. But I didn't feel how directly it affects me, whoever who becomes president. And I think that's a very terrible ideology to have because you see the mess we are in. And I'm part of those people who put us in that this situation. So
I like the awareness.
So
neither of the tickets excited you. You were like,
By the way,
in the election.
I was an Azimio person kabisa. Kwanza I could hear Firimpi na Bambika, but voting is there. I was drawing the line.
Okay.
And I don't know what the reason is. Even when I try and think back why I didn't go and vote, but then I failed, Baba, honestly, because I was an avid supporter. I loved the Firimpi Nation. Like I was following, like mbona nilikuwa na draw the line.
No, it's okay. It's not just you. It's 8 million others.
Exactly.
So there are very many people who are feeling the way you're feeling. But now here we are, post 2024. So what is it about the 2024 Reject Finance Bill that made you like politically conscious and now interested to take part or participate politically?
For me, it is the response that the government gave after the finance bill protests. I think a positive was when the cabinet was dissolved and the finance bill was not passed. I think that was a positive. But now on the negative part, police brutality. Firsthand, I saw the police brutality. I was there in all protests.
You went for, nakumbuka.
Hata tulikuwa pamoja.
I remember meeting you, and then there was a point even we were sandwiched between tear gas and tear gas.
Exactly. So I was there from the 18th to the 20th. Then was it 22nd, then 25th. I was there for all of them, and I saw the brutality, honestly. And at that point is when I was just like, I don't think things are supposed to work like this. And then we could see how politicians just didn't care. They were just like, oh, you're just making noise and this is going nowhere, and trying to shove our opinions down. That was what was pissing me off.
Yeah, I think that has always been part of my question here at Politically Connected, is that yes, we saw such a big awakening of Gen Z voices. I mean, because you guys were saying you're leaderless, you're partyless.
Yes.
What was the other one? It was
We are
leaderless.
tribeless.
Yes. And and straight after that, it was like after reject finance bill, the next hashtag was Ruto must go. Then after that, there was recall MPs.
Yes.
Like you could see some sort of solidarity, and you couldn't even place who are the leaders of this movement.
Exactly.
But now I'm wondering, 2 years on, like, are there any significant things that awakening or that Gen Z revolution have achieved for us in Kenya?
We can see people wanting to see good leadership. Yeah, but you see, the worst thing is that right now it's a bit misconstrued. Yeah, some people know what they want in leadership, others do not know what they want in leadership. And that's why I'm saying in come 2027, we need to do a lot of civic education, because if we don't do the civic education, we'll be back in the same trap.
Yep. I mean, there was a point this whole country seemed to have a wave of WANTAM. And now we are seeing more and more, like it's now almost like a balanced debate.
Yes.
Which is okay. I mean, everyone has their right to choose politically. But I'm just wondering, like, what happened to that fire? Is it the way the government responded after? But what happened to that fire of the Gen Z, the mobilization? Remember, they are saying that they're going to start recalling the MPs.
Yes.
Then when they learned that IBC has not been reconstituted, so there was a push to make sure IBC gets reconstituted. But I mean, slowly, the fire kind of have died out.
I think poverty is a big factor in this, and lack of opportunities. Because I think the current government or the current regime of today has ensured that we are not getting enough opportunities as young people. One, two, the economy is really bad, that you are struggling even to keep afloat. So basically, I can be a one-time person, but if you put for me like 3 million on the table, you see, it confuses someone. And I can say many youths who are in the one-time movement, people who I know shifted because of that.
Because of the money.
Because of the money. Because what is the unifying factor here? It's the poverty and the money. And I think the money.
So is the money like coming through formal channels? Is it like Nyota funds? Tunapatiwa 23,000. Ama people are just co-opted in different
They are
places.
co-opted into different places. Sijui wanapatananga wapi nyuma tent. Wanapatiwa hizo tu pesa. Then they betray the cause. And I just don't want to mention them, but clearly they are known. People who we had so much hope with in this movement ended up changing. It was like about turn.
Yeah, like Caswell. I remember Caswell actually singing with some of the, and perhaps we'll actually insert this clip here. He was, and he was singing with the Mathare Justice Center youth.
Yes.
With Wanjira.
Yes.
And he was just like, comrades power. And then now
amegeuka.
Viva comrades, viva! Viva! Viva comrades, viva! Viva! Viva the people of Kenya, viva! Viva! Viva to the young people of Kibra, viva! Viva! Viva to the young people of Kayole, viva! Viva! Viva to the young people of Dandora, viva! Viva! Viva to the revolutionary spirit of Kenyans, viva! Viva! Thank you very much, comrades.
2 years down the line.
Amegeuka. Even kina Mwanza wamegeuka. We could see them in Citizen talking about bad governance, saying how this government is a one-time. Nasai, he's calling Ruto his daddy. Our father. Like, atakama, it's painful anyway. You don't do that. Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, this is not new, because also some of the things, that state repression that the Gen Z's witness after the protests is that the abductions, the enforced disappearances, the trumped up charges, it's not new, because President Moi back then also did the same, and people would even accuse President Uhuru Kenyatta also
Of doing the same. Yes.
So it's a nature of, I'm not normalizing it. I'm just saying I think it's a nature of governments who are scared.
Exactly.
But the quote that we opened this episode is that it's the governed who have the power. And it's like what we were saying during the 2024 protests, is that the people shall,
mandatory.
Yeah, mandatory.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that perhaps we are going to see this. And maybe my next question would be, we've also seen a lot of young, vibrant women like yourself who are very intelligent actually take the center stage when it comes to political discourse. We've seen you in now the Linda Mwananchi movement. Maybe you can tell us why did you choose Linda Mwananchi? There are very many others, but why did you choose Linda Mwananchi?
One, I chose Linda Mwananchi because there's space for young people.
Okay.
Not to lash out or to backlash those other political parties, but there's this culture of saying it's not your time, you can't speak, your ideas are repressed. I don't think I want to be in a space where I'm not able to realize myself or put the effort 100%.
Yeah.
I want to be in a space pali kila kitu inakubalika, you do it, do this, and that is what is offered. Like, young people are given a platform in Linda Mwananchi. Secondly, the ideologies of Linda Mwananchi, we can say the umbrella of it is constitutionalism.
Okay.
And implementing what is there in the constitution, because when we look at this current government, they have really gone against all the constitutional principles we have in our constitution. Yeah, so there's a lot of lawlessness, and I think the hope with Linda Mwananchi is now going back into having a lawful society.
Utatupatia siri nani atakuwa flag bearer ama hiyo bado?
Unajua ma enemies wangu wanawatch kitu and they say don't give your enemies the secret, so I'm not gonna give them the secret.
But the moment you come back here and tell us.
Yeah. Next time I'll come and tell you.
Yeah, but I've seen now, because of the affiliations with Linda Mwananchi, we've seen you also in court with Honorable Babu Owino, who's also one of a new lawyer also. And he's been defending a lot of young people who've been arrested, some even abducted, on tap charges. So maybe you can tell us a bit of that work, especially, more importantly, there was this specific case about this young man called Kidero Jasuba, where we saw you in court with Honorable Babu. You can tell us more about that.
Okay, what I know the state is doing, it's trying to use machineries like the Penal Code, the Terrorism Act, they're trying to use different legislations to try and stop the freedom of speech. Yeah, it's not the first time we are seeing young people being given trumped up charges so that it can slow them down and not speak about matters. When you look at Kidero Jasuba, he said what he said, and it's out of the frustration that the government has put us in. You know, we are so frustrated to the point that you're just like, this person now does not deserve to live. Yeah, and
but maybe a government supporter would say that, I mean, since 2024, they've also done some sort of intensity in terms of trying to excite or appease the youth base. There's Nyota Fund. They're saying affordable housing will hire a lot of young people. There's Talanta Stadium. There's more initiatives in the creative arts. You see Dennis Itumbi doing what? There are very many other. There's even these empowerment programs where they bring a lot of borders and kitchens. So, I mean, if I was to speak as someone from TUTAM, they would say, but since then we are trying to do this. So why do you think there's still so much anger that comments of what Kidero Jasuba would say resonated so much with so many people?
I think it's because this government is talented in bringing shams in the name of developments to Kenyans. When you look at the Nyota Fund, first of all, we could see the president going to different counties to launch this Nyota Fund, and we could see recycled individuals from Kilifi to Ria, they were recycled. That same Nyota Fund.
Recycled individuals.
Yes, the youth who was getting the Nyota Fund in Kilifi is the same one getting it in Nairobi, is the same one getting it in Machakos or Makueni. So
it was a PR stunt.
It was a PR stunt, one. Two, this Nyota Fund, it's a loan that Kenyans are going to pay. So it's not a gift.
Yeah.
It's not a gift to young people.
Yeah.
Thirdly, there's a deficit of 7.6 billion with that Nyota Fund. So yes, it might hold some youths at the moment right now, but what is the guarantee of continuity with this Nyota Fund? Clearly, it's almost at zero in terms of continuity. Then, how much are they offering? 20K with the current economy? Are you going to set up even a kibanda and get the license and get everything going?
Yeah.
No, so it's a sham.
Sustainable?
It's not sustainable, it's a sham. Higher, when you go to the affordable housing, okay, affordable housing can work in Nairobi, in Kisumu, these big cities. But tell me how affordable housing is going to work in counties like Isiolo, in counties like Turkana, where these people are pastoralists, and what is it called? They do not have a permanent housing.
They keep moving also based on also the seasons.
Exactly. So you see, it just doesn't make sense. And the other day, the people who were abducted, they said they were being tortured at an affordable housing. So it starts raising questions. I don't know how true that is, but allegedly.
We are also shocked. we are also shocked.
Yeah, allegedly.
So just for context to our viewers is that there was a commemoration of the June 2024 protest that happened in June 2026. And we had a couple of activists who were... there's a contention between arrested, abducted. Well, they were put in the Mariamu, and we never saw them. They weren't put in any police station.
Imagine, and they got to the police station.
Yeah, they got to the police station, but they were disappeared. And then all of a sudden, now they turned up in different areas. And more importantly, the one who's at the front page of today's Standard is...
Davis Lichuma.
Yeah, Davis Lichuma, who seems really, really... has gone through it. Like, you can even see from his face.
He's broken. He's totally broken. Like, the system has altered him.
Yeah.
And it's so wrong because in 2024, still abductions were happening. You remember when we were having free this one, free this one, free this one, free this one. And 2 years down the line, they're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Then it's the hypocrisy.
And actually, the president promised
that it's not going to happen. And that's why I keep on saying this government lacks goodwill. And that apology cannot be an apology if it can't follow with actions. Because even after he apologized about they shoot to kill, they shoot them on their legs. What is it called? They shoot to their legs, what?
Yeah, what's Nelson? That I'm forgetting the MP. He's called Nelson.
Yes, Nelson Koech. Yes, Koech. And even the president saying shoot them in their legs.
Yeah.
You see, he's apologizing for that, but after he made those remarks, how are politicians responding? We could see Kaluma in a rally in Siaya saying how they are going to initiate violence on people who are going to come out on the 25th. And you see, this is what the National Cohesion and Integration Commission should be dealing with. I wonder why these criminals are out here saying such things, spewing hatred against youthful people of this country. You could see the Molo MP, Kuria Kimani. He was saying, wenye wanatoka itakuwa sha.
Tarehe 25, jaribu kuuza mali ya mtu ama mali ya serikali, ayashua itakuwa
alisema hivyo.
He said it, and in fact he did sha. So
what is that implication?
Yes.
I think I missed that. I did not see that.
Yeah.
Ningekuwa nimejaa.
Exactly. So clearly the president is apologizing, but I don't think he means it because he would have cracked the whip below.
Yes. Actually, that was actually what I wanted to ask. Maybe the president meant it, but the people below him do not seem to follow
or to follow.
Yeah, and there's someone I saw on Citizen, I'm forgetting his name, one of these governance analysts who are like, he's been sabotaged. Do you think that's true?
No, he's not being sabotaged. To be honest, he's not being sabotaged. If you have your house and things are happening wrongly in your house, are we going to blame your nanny or your husband or, No, we are going to blame you who takes charge of that house or the man or whoever, both of you who are in charge of that house. And if something is not implemented fully to the latter, mpaka kwa ule mwenye ako chini,
Yeah.
still there's a problem from the top.
Yeah.
So there's a problem from the executive going all the way to
Yeah.
the legislature.
Yeah.
And there's state capture in that legislature. That's what I should mention.
I mean, if we even talk about why the 2024 protest became as big, is that even while people were saying reject, don't amend, majority of the MPs still passed that finance bill. When there were thousands in the streets, not just in Nairobi, in other counties, but they were saying they did a sham public participation.
Yes.
There were places where there was violence, where there's public participation. We are telling our MPs, tulikuwa hata tunawasalimia.
Yeah.
We got numbers of the MPs that
Yes.
tunawasalimia, but they still stood in parliament. And
To pass the finance bill.
I feel like that for me on 24th of June is what I was like, wow.
It's betrayal. It's betrayal to the people of Kenya.
Yeah. And now thinking about that point where we were in 2024, with everything that has happened, there was also the government who was trying to show some goodwill by posting like a commission for victims of
Yes.
police brutality.
Yes.
And that commission was chaired by none other than Professor Makau Mutua, who was also on Citizen recently,
Yes.
talking about this compensation. But I saw you on a panel with some of the parents of these victims.
Yes.
And maybe you can shed some light on what really is a contention. These mothers were actually going to honor the lives of their children who are lost on the streets in June 2024. But I mean, what we saw just a few days ago was something totally different.
Exactly.
And then there's this whole debate around the compensation, that who gets what. Is there any transparency around that? Do you have any thoughts around it?
Yeah, I'm questioning the transparency and accountability in it because, one, the victims who we had at that show, when I was doing the show, like Mama Kennedy, she has never been reached out to by IPOA. So if they say that they have like over 300 and something victims who are maybe in the process or have been compensated,
Yeah.
where does Mama Kennedy fall? Because her son was shot 12 times on the back.
Oh, that's the one
Yes.
for, but did he die?
Yes, that one. He hasn't been called. And
Oh, no.
all these parents were saying, it's okay, we can accept the compensation, but compensation cannot go without justice. All these officers need to be brought to book. We can see in the case of Rex Masai.
I was actually going to ask that.
Yeah.
The case, because we saw the
We
person who
saw.
actually shot.
Exactly. And then basically, is it the DPP is saying that they are unable to identify who the officer. Yeah. So you see,
Wacha nikuwe na composure. Because,
it's shocking.
yeah.
It's shocking. And you can see Mama Kennedy is saying IPOA hasn't reached out to her.
Yeah.
We had some guy called Mburu.
Yeah.
Himself, IPOA reached out to him. But this is how they reached out to him. Hi, you're Mburu. You should come to our offices, come with your ID and your bank details, and we are offering 500.
Oh.
So where is the care?
Was there like an investigation as to why is he getting that 500,000? Like, is it, have they taken
No.
into consideration the hospital bills that perhaps the
haven't.
family are laden with?
They haven't, and luckily, Mama Mburu was present with Mburu there,
Yeah.
and she was saying and explaining how much money she has used in terms of healthcare.
Yeah.
Until right now, they still need to go for physio. He needs to have a guardian beside him because he cannot operate on his own totally. So when they are offering him 500,000, what is it compensating? What are they gonna pay? The hospital bill, the physio, or
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite sad. And even when I look at how insurance operates, for a fatality, normally, at least it's 10 million. For now, extreme injuries,
yeah.
it's normally about 5 million. So my question is, the government can have money to fly in Josie. We saw Kina Junet. They flew with choppers all the way to Siaya. They were there giving 10 million, 3 million, 2 million, 1 million. But you can't place this money aside
Yeah.
for victims.
Yeah. I remember actually towards June 2024, there were places where before June 2024, I remember people was talking about the kiburi, where politicians would show stacks and stacks of money, going for football matches, saying that this, and yet young people are literally like, so how do I say,
we're struggling to meet our
not even
daily...
struggling, it's more than struggling, like you even lack dignity.
Exactly.
You lack the dignity in your own country. Uko na degree lakini unafanya kazi ya mjengo.
Na si ati tunasema kazi ya mjengo ni mbaya. It's just the fact that you have been forced to pick that path of informal employment because even with your merit, there's nowhere you're going.
Yeah, there's nowhere you're going.
Exactly. It's like there are jobs that are for some people and the rest figure out.
Yeah. Whew. So maybe let's now move into what we just saw recently.
Yeah.
The June 2024 commemoration. This was the second one.
Yes.
And there was a statement by the CS of internal, I'm calling it internal security. I mean interior.
Yes.
Interior security.
Yes.
Murkomen, where he's like, you know what? It's going to be a normal day. It's going to be a normal day. And even I think there was also some chatter that, oh, no one has actually given the notice for the protest. And alafu tukaamka 5 a.m.
Well, actually, even before tuamuke 5 a.m., kwa news ya 9, they said it's okay, we can go and protest.
Yeah.
Then, tunamuka asubuhi, blockades, every single area.
Yeah.
That's a very fearful government because it wasn't even a protest, it was a commemoration. And I will reiterate what I've said in previous shows. If the CS of Interior or if the government really had goodwill with this commemoration, they would have planned it and given us a timetable where they say, we expect you to be in town by 10, we are going to start from Jivanji. The route is going to go this way, then we'll get to Parliament.
Yeah.
We get to Parliament, we expect you to do a candle lighting, place flowers and yada yada. Then after that, we expect you guys to disperse.
Yeah.
But none of that has been done. At some point, I was wondering, kwani NPS ndo wana commemorate on our behalf, ama niaje?
Actually, I saw a tweet by Eric Latif saying the police did not notify us that they're also
they are going to be commemorating on our behalf. Because clearly,
there
it's
were
just
many.
There were many, and it's lack of goodwill.
Yeah.
Because honestly, in fact, they said that they were blocking people who are going to cause mayhem.
But what are your thoughts that perhaps there's another school of argument? And why I'm saying another school of argument, it is not mine. I just heard it.
Yeah.
Another school of argument is that there are other political elements who are trying to infiltrate this moment of sincerity. Just the same way in 2024, they still said that there were people who infiltrated this movement or this protest and ended up looting and destroying businesses and a lot of infrastructure as well. So perhaps also they thought at the same time, like for this one, there's someone somewhere trying to take advantage.
Those are just excuses because I believe we have a very capable police force, when we include even the army. And if they were going to plan this and they all come in numbers, see, we just go with the route and their police aligned towards that route, back at Parliament, and you sit down. What is stopping them from having a different set of police officers other than the ones aligned on the route to deal with those people who want to loot or, because again, it's their job to do that. They have
protect and serve.
To protect and serve. And they have all these people, the NIS, the what. Why can't they tap up on those ones who are planning to do so? Because they can easily locate peaceful protesters and abduct them, but they can never stop looters from coming to town.
Yeah, I remember when leaving 2024 protests in June 25th, there was rumors that we need to get into the house quickly before 6 p.m. because there's a possibility that there would be a state of emergency. I mean, when I say rumors, it's that it was on WhatsApp groups. People were just like, just leave town, leave town, leave town. And then we're all waiting for the president's speech. And he comes out and he's visibly angry and he's like, you treasonous criminals. Huh? And then now you see again what you're talking about, the lack of goodwill, come the commemoration. And I mean, these are parents. I saw such an unfortunate video. Like, these are parents, Maze. The parents who lost their kids on this.
And it's painful. It's very painful.
Yeah. It was sad to see a lot of that Yani even barbed wire, yani even they can't even go and place.
Where they actually died. And Mama Kennedy, let me just add this. It's just away from what we're discussing. She says that she was called by Itumbi, and Itumbi even asked her, what does she want? And she said that she was not even able to locate where the body of her son is. He said, 1 minute, I will sort you out, Nini. It was just PR stunts, but nothing was ever done. She calls that guy consistently. He cutters his phone. Yeah, and when he gets back to her, he says, text me in a meeting, Nini, but has never communicated with her since 2 years ago. So for them to quickly try and now do the compensation, it's just trying to, is it quell down Gen Zs or avoiding questions or avoiding accountability?
Yeah.
That's what I think they're
I
doing.
think that's an overriding theme with this current administration, is that there's just a lack of accountability. I think Kenyans would be open to trust the government or listen to the government, but because it just seems like it's always spin narratives, yani they're spinning it. When I'm talking about spin narratives, there's also this thing, I don't know if you remember, right, during the time where there was reject finance bill, which was such a big hashtag that went around the world, there was also a hashtag that they were trying to push called Sujui Lords of Violence, Mara Financiers of Chaos, trying to say that the civil society, after there was evil society, trying to say that the civil society are the ones trying to unconstitutionally unseat the president. And I mean, at that point, anyone who had eyes to see would be able to tell that this is just a point where the government is 100% refusing to listen to the will of the people.
Yes, and the worst thing is that they're trying to use bots and everything to push a narrative. And I think the biggest fight we're going to have in 2027 is the misinformation and disinformation, because they have poured a lot of money into having bots, into having systems that create deep fakes, what.
Yeah. And how would you say that you guys, because you're also part of a youth league and you've been in a number of rallies that I know I've spoken to you, that you said you're even scared, you're not sure how things will turn out. So how do you deal with that misinformation and disinformation online?
I think it's just fact checking consistently with people who are also on the ground, because there's a lot of rumor mongering and fear mongering. I think our government is really good with fear mongering. They're really good with that. But just fact checking, and also just knowing that what's the worst that could happen? We are a big number, so they are going to tear gas us. Tear gas uisha. Hata ukapigwa uchungu uisha. So I think we just need to brace ourselves, because we are fighting with people who are willing to do anything to maintain themselves and to
consolidate their power.
Exactly. They're trying to consolidate power, because they know when this power is handed to other individuals, a lot of evils are going to come into light that they have been doing.
So what are some of the things that us, or the youth, let me even say the youth, because mimi sasa ID yangu haianzi na 3 See, the younger youths, like the Gen Zs, your peers, what are some of the things that you guys are trying to do to ensure that, number one, you talked about earlier how many of these young people are getting co-opted, and 2027, I mean, we're less than 400 days away to the general election. What are some of the things you think that we could do as young people to ensure that the actual change we wanted in 2024, there'll be a ballot revolution? We didn't do the revolution in 2024, but there'll be a ballot revolution.
I think it's a lot of civic education. And let's not say in these cities like Nairobi, Kisumu, at least they're more informed. But ukienda uko kwa ground, uko kwa grassroots, realize maybe some are not as well informed as us. And I think it's a duty for the youths to actually do that civic education seriously and make them understand, politician akikuja kumwagie pesa, kula hiyo pesa, hiyo ni pesa yako ya SHA, pesa yenye ingefaa kwenda kwa mtoto wako nini, kula that money. But when it comes to now the day for voting, vote for good governance. Do not vote the same culprits again. And I've been speaking to different ranges of people, even some do the guy who I carry. He carries me. He was saying, yeah, akiambiwa wanamwekea fueli ya 10,000 kwa nduthi yake, atawika huko TUTAM, lakini mbivu na mbichi itajulikana siku ya kuvote.
TUTAM, I like that.
Yeah, and I think that's the ideology all youth should be having. We kula your pesa, hata uvae hizo vitu za UDA, lakini siku ya mbivu na mbichi huko August, unafagia wote. Yeah, and also telling them not to vote a suit. This time we do not want that 6-piece suit ati governor ametoka, let's say UDA, unavote UDA mpaka chini. We need to stop carrying these people because we have very bad women reps, bad MPs, bad MCAs, bad senators.
Yeah, I actually keep saying that the anger that we have towards the presidency or the people at the top needs to be devolved downwards.
I think it is devolved. These days we call them out.
Oh, really?
Yes, we call them out.
Okay.
Yeah, kuna watu wenye warudi, imagine warudi.
Kuna watu wenye wako WANTAM ya ukweli.
WANTAM tu ya ukweli, wakubali na waende tu nyumbani, wafanye retirement plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, but I'm also wondering, like, there's also, because you talked about this, the fear mongering.
Yes.
There's also a youth somewhere who was also like you, who got that political or civic awareness in June 2024 during the protest.
Yes.
But when they see everything that's happening, they feel a bit fearful. They may not be able to want to come out to rallies. They may not be able to be out there, but they want to do their part. How can you tell them? Where is their part?
Oh my God, come to the Linda Mwananchi Youth League.
CEO.
Let them come there because there are a lot of plans that we have for the youth. A lot. And you don't have to come for these rallies. There's a lot of engagement that we can do at our town halls. You know, easy kijiji town halls, like even at the chief's camp, you can meet with youths and just show them how to differentiate between good governance and bad governance. What works for you, what doesn't work for you. Why you should choose this and self-preserve for now to choose a better government because this and this and this is going to come for you at the end of this. And it doesn't mean it can only be done in Linda Mwananchi, but where you feel comfortable. Wewe enda ufanye hizo vitu.
Yeah, lakini anawaambia kujeni mulinde wananchi.
But then let me teach you something. Kulinda mwananchi ni kulinda Kenya. Na kulinda Kenya ni kulinda mwananchi. Na mwananchi ndo mwenye Kenya.
Okay. All right. Is that the rallying call for the Youth League?
No, not really.
Or for the Linda Mwananchi?
Well, I don't know. We just came up with it with Gen Z Body. And
I think that's one thing that is also quite significant for many of us who are watching this new crop of young people who have been so vocal, is seeing that it's not just, I mean, politics has been very male dominated for a very long time. I mean, we've not even gotten to the 2/3 gender principle.
Yes.
16 years after we promulgated the constitution. But when we see more and more young people and young women who are coming to the forefront and being vocal, I mean, it's something that you're like, man, maybe this is the time.
It is
maybe
the time.
This is the time.
It's the time. And any young person who really wants to be engaged in politics, please come out. We will welcome you with open arms. We need more of youthful people participating. This is not an old man's game. It can be an old generation game. Yeah,
but let me just give you a statistic and then you tell me what you think. Our current 13th parliament is the youngest parliament we've ever had. Like majority of the MPs are I mean, compared
below
to
40.
the rest, are below 40 or in their 40s, maybe Africa 50. And we still saw a captured legislature. Like we've seen moments where we can you know, maybe I could say figuratively speaking, seeing the hand of the executive
playing a part.
And we're also still pushing for youth participation and saying, you know, more young people need for seats. But I'm now thinking about if we already have the most youthful parliament. And this is the time that we've seen a regime that has become so repressive to the young people who are speaking out. Now when we say that, let youth people, tokeni, come and run for office, I feel like sometimes representation as a group, whether it's a youth group, matters.
Yes.
It matters, yes, but it doesn't matter as much as the caliber. Because we also have a lot of young people who are seeing what is happening. I don't call them tenderpreneurs,
Yes.
but the preneurs in parliament who are making money really in different ways, because we start to see that money inatokea tu kwa football match, sijui pool competition, sijui nini. So that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, let's say we have very many more new youths run for office in 2027.
For me, I just feel like the buck stops with the executive, because I feel like it's the executive that is allowing this mess and cascade that is happening huku chini. Because if I was the president, you crack the whip and you ensure what is happening there is not happening. And I appreciate leaders like Sifuna, who are really grounded in what they believe in, and they are not swayed, whether is it by money, by threats, by what. He still stands firm with what he believes in.
Do you think he'll run for president?
Atajisemea ye mwenyewe, but mimi ye ni president wangu. Aseme asiseme, huyo ndo ni president wangu, is my sixth.
Sifuna the sixth.
Sifuna the sixth. Mwanze kuzoea hiyo sauti.
Okay.
Yes. And I think we should just all rally behind him. And as we say that we want a young president, it does not mean that we want to do away with all the oldies. You know, sometimes the age maybe comes with more advice, more counsel. I think they can offer that in their different capacities. I will not disregard the things that they have done for this country, but I feel it's time for them to just be at an advisory level and not at the forefront.
Haya, wacha tucheze, we play with that scenario. Advisory level. Alafu wakuja wakuambia Kadide tunaona unataka kusimama hii kiti. Lakini tunaona it's not your time.
Tuzime hiyo kitu. Zima hiyo kitu, because if truly you are not, truly it was not your time, this constitution says as long as you're 35 years and above,
you can run,
you can be a president. So hiyo ni nini wanatuambia?
But maybe that's what the advisory is. Maybe they're seeing something far down the line that perhaps you didn't see. There's something that Professor Mukisa Kitui, while he was here as a guest, said, is that as long as the Gen Z movement or that fire or that mobilization remains outside the political process, meaning joining political parties, then they'll never truly get the change or the transitional power that they truly want. And that's what, for me, I, to be honest, let me just be very honest, that is what I'm seeing. Like now, that huge Gen Z voice of we all want change, we are tribeless, we are leaderless, we are partyless. Now it's been actually fragmented into such, what do you call it? Can I say watered down debates? When I'm saying watered down debates, I mean is that also the media has been good to you guys and making sure that you have a platform where you can speak and debate your issues. But then at some point,
it becomes hectic.
And so that's why I'm wondering, is youth presentation enough, or must we also look at the youth in person? Like, let's say, when I give this example, I'm saying, like, I can say I'm a youth, which I am, by the way. Hata kama ID yangu ni ya 2.
Haujavuka bado, haujavuka.
Niko this close. Let's say I najitokeza and I say, you know what, I want to run for certain office, maybe MP Westlands of Nairobi. And my track record does not speak to the aspirations of the people of Westlands, meaning labda pali niliiba, ama pali nilikuwa mtu wa kuorganize magoons. I know, I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of young people would want to now join, like politics has become such a get-rich-quick scheme that a lot of people are attracting to join, to run for office.
So that they can make the money instead of ensuring good governance for the people.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying is that, are you in that school of thought that let's just get all of them, let's get as many youth elected, or do we have...
No, I'm looking for principled youths. Principled youths. Because what is the purpose of having someone who's not principled, taking the power and not changing anything? So principled youths, please take up that space, because I do not want to deal again with this Kasongo behavior. I think 2027, we should close that book and forget,
forget
about
about
the
it.
Kasongo behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, because apana. And you see with the crop of leaders at Linda Mwananchi, they are very inspiring. When you go to Edwin Sifuna, you go to Babu Wino, you go to Karoli Omondi, you go to Kina Pauline Njoroge.
Yeah.
You know,
I have a problem with Karoli Omondi, but let's move on.
but then he voted yes for the 2024 finance bill.
Even his genesis of some things is done in the past. Like, I have a problem, but let's move on. We're not going to talk about him.
We are not going to talk about him, but basically, I think there's a lot of work to be done, but also I do not appreciate how many youths are being used by monetary compensation to attack issues that are happening in Kenya, and they're trying to divert those issues, especially when you go to shows. So you're talking about real issues, but they end up attacking your personality. I was once called a chief goon on TV.
Yeah.
And I asked the guy, mimi ukiniangalia, I can't even slap you. I can't even eject you from your seat. So how could you call me a goon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the most painful part of how poverty is playing a part in influencing youths to be used as a tool to attack those who are attacking the real issues that are happening in Kenya.
I'm also thinking that there's also just a general lack of political tolerance, that I can actually hold an opposing view and you don't have to rusha for me a mawe.
Exactly.
You don't have to insult me as a person.
Exactly.
Because the view I have is just my view of things.
Exactly.
But there's a growing, I guess it's what you're saying, that the fish rots from the head.
Exactly.
Like, if people are seeing a lot of political intolerance at the leadership level,
then it goes down all the way to us. Yeah. So that is something that I'm not for.
Me, I keep saying Kenya ni yetu. Si ya William peke. Kenya ni yetu.
So surprisingly, he says that Kenya is for all.
Oh, really? Woo-wee. I never want to be quoted with William Ruto.
No, me, it's the irony. It's the irony that he says Kenya ni ya kila mtu, but he operates from a space where Kenya ni yake na he's gonna do anything that he wants to do.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, like, Kenya ni yetu. So some of these issues, we need to figure out a way, despite the leadership being the leadership, the way they behave.
Yes.
It can't affect us. We need to aspire to a Kenya beyond this crop of leaders who are currently not giving us the Kenya that we deserve.
Exactly. They're feeding they're tumbocrats. Let's just say.
So we need to make sure that at what point do we rise above some of the places where they want to take us.
Yeah, like tribalism. They keep on trying to push the regional differences, the tribal.
Yeah.
To be honest, it cannot work on me.
Yeah.
It can't work. And I think many youths also feel this.
Have you experienced such a narrative going online, or even while you're doing media tours, or when you're talking with different youths from different parts? Have you experienced the tribalist angle to politics?
I would say I experience it more with millennials.
Oh,
yes, more than Gen Zs.
Hey.
Cause this is my analogy.
Yeah.
Let's say Gen Xers and boomers.
Yeah.
Those ones, they're tribalic, like kabisa.
Yeah.
Millennials pretend they're not tribalic.
Yeah.
But when rubber meets the road, they go back to the tribalic roots. Wow. But for Gen Z,
I've never thought about
different.
it like that. I've really never thought about it in terms of generation.
Yeah. So you see, the tribalic angle is pushed more by millennials. And then for me, I'm just like, okay, why are we even having this discussion? At this point, it doesn't matter whether you're Luo, you're Luya, you're Kikuyu. For me, I've never thought about, I want to be a friend with this person because they're Kikuyu or they're Luo. First of all, even in my ID, I personally said that I come from Nairobi. Yeah, so behind of my ID, you see Nairobi, Lavington, Westlands. Yeah. So that anytime somebody asks me where I'm from, I tell them I'm Nairobian. Yeah, because, no.
Are you trying to say it's us millennials propagating?
Yes, you propagate it, you do. You just don't realize how you do it, but when rubber meets the road and things are serious, you will go back to your tribal lines. And I've seen it in many.
Hey, millennials, Come, we have something to answer here.
So I think we should start questioning and seeing how
Yeah,
this plays a part.
But I think because also millennials have voted maybe 3 or 4 times, and that is why they are thinking. I mean, they have been indoctrinated. Let me just because I don't think anyone wakes up and is a tribalist.
Yeah. It's
No one.
it's in your subconscious.
No-
Like you've been told so many times that it's in your subconscious.
There's actually a time. Let me give you a story. There's a time my daughter, I think she was in grade 2 or 3, and I was asking her who her friend is, and she's like, oh, her friend is this person, and then I was like, oh, what's her other name? Because I wanted to know like the parents, because the parents have a WhatsApp group. So I'm like, oh, what's her other name? And she said, I think it was Chep someone. I can't remember. And I'm like, oh, she's Kalenjin. Oh, that's nice. Now I'm just, so my daughter silently, by then she's silent. She was silent the whole ride. And then when we get home, she's like, Mom, how did you know that she's Kalenjin? You know, and I realized for them at that age, a name is a name. It didn't signify what region
they come from. Yeah.
But for us millennials, I'm sorry, as our names came with like huyu ni wa huku, huyu ni wa huku. I keep saying here, by the way, if my name was a Kikuyu name, if I had a Kikuyu name, or I came from uko Murima, I would be lynched in the comment section, day in, day out.
Yeah.
But I'm just, I now I'm seeing how I can see what you're saying, that millennials actually are part of the problem.
Yeah, they're part of the problem. So, and I don't even think it will end with Gen Zs. No, I think it will end with alphas.
With the Gen Alphas.
Because also, you see, us as Gen Zs, we have been exposed to it, and we are constantly trying to retaliate it. But I think also for us, itafika point, but that was on a show on K24, Gen Z Manifesto, and we were talking about tribalism, and I could hear those who are in campuses saying, oh, there are tribes known to be the president and the vice president. So if you do not come from that tribe, it's so hard for you to get the leadership position. So you see, through our parents also, it has been passed down. It's not in the same extent as millennials, but we can see part of Gen Zs who are still tribal when rubber meets the road. But someone like me who has been in a cosmopolitan city, to be honest, I don't think about it. I think about the personality. I think about how their ethos. I don't think about where they're from.
Same. Definitely don't think about it. I interacted with another political party. I won't name here, but when I tell this story, you'll know which political party. This was back in 2021, 2022. And I mean, my name's English Kenyan, like Diana Ngao. It's English, and Ngao is in the constitution or in our national anthem. So they just kept on asking, no umetoka wapi? The moment I told them pali natoka, wow, different. I was treated so differently.
Exactly.
And I to me, I was like, ala?
Kwani kunaendaje?
Yeah.
Kwani nyudu?
Kwani miudu? Mifanya nini kwani? We, tuende bana. Tuende sana, ni wapi?
And it's and it's quite interesting. Yeah, it's quite interesting. But you know what propagates also this? Let me not say it's only millennials, because millennials may actually be victims of circumstance.
Yes.
But I could say also the political arithmetic in this country, because people are saying Western is a block. Usiguze Murima.
But
Coast
you know
is a block.
I think how we can break this thing. Me, I hope youths, we vote as a block. Unavile wanasemanga kuna the mlima, there is the coast, there's the nini. Sasa youths wote hata ukwe wapi. Kama uko tu from 18 mpaka 35, hiyo ni block moja. Na tuamue president ni huyu, deputy president ni huyu, na mukienda kwa your regions munaamua governor ni huyu, women rep ni huyu, MCA ni. Let me tell you, we will go very far.
Yeah, that's true.
We will go very far.
Yeah, because I mean, power is with the youth. Like Kenya and Africa actually is the youngest population in the world. We have the youngest youth, the youngest youths.
The youngest population.
Yeah, the youngest population, meaning like if actually the youth were to sit down and have a conversation and say, Z, by the way, we are the majority. We are the 70%.
Yeah, but ata watu wenye wana support the current government, I hope they do it for the money, but mwishowe watu join. They can eat the money, it's okay. But
I think I'll put a challenge to you, Kadide.
yeah.
Because it's not that people don't want to join whatever other movements, because there's also the United Opposition. And the United Opposition started even before Linda Mwananchi.
Yes, it did.
But Linda Mwananchi came, and it seems to attract and be very exciting
For the
but
youths.
then they still lacks an alternative thinking, because we all know here as Kenyans, aki we're in a problem.
Yes.
We are in a debt problem, and the debt is getting worse. We are in a, KRA is trying to tax us to Singapore. We have so many issues. We have a health system that is breaking apart. We have an education system
That is falling apart.
that is falling apart.
Everything is falling apart.
But we're not seeing some sort of alternative thinking.
No, I
yet.
think we should just give it some time.
Okay.
Because we are a bit far away from there. Okay, far but not far.
Yeah.
But with the type of government we have, when you release your plans, they release the ammunition. So I think it's
you
also
keep
part of strategy.
your cards close to your chest.
Yes, I think it's part of strategy.
Yeah.
And I know with due time, it will be clearer.
Yeah.
You do not want to release your plans, then they go releasing all the grenades on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we know them. They are kings of frustration. Yeah.
Tumesikia a new one, Kings of Frustration.
Yes.
So we've come to the end of the podcast, and I mean, we could go on and on with Kadide here. The last time she was here, she was telling us she's 4 months new.
Imagine.
But I mean, just your grasp of understanding of some of these issues just shows that there's a lot of hope for the younger generation and the Gen Zs to really come up in this space. Wasione ni tu kama like the space is filled. There's still so many use for young people's voices, because imagine, I think they are the ones who are gonna go and educate their parents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also we need to just know that also youths are lacking the funds to do so.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of financing that needs to happen to the youths, because we can talk till the cows come, but when we are required to do these things, it needs some sort of
that's
money.
That's
And hapo ndo tunakwama, because hata if I'm supposed to hold a digital town hall and have a Zoom or something with the youths, there's a youth somewhere who cannot even afford the internet, the bundles.
Yeah.
So we have a long way to go, but hatutachoka.
Yeah, don't despair.
We'll
Don't
not
despair.
despair,
We
but-
said in the beginning of the episode, based on this book, that it is the governed that have the power.
Yeah.
So tutatafuta hii power huko crook. Okay, not
Yes.
huko crook. But
Yeah,
anasema,
no,
through the
who can crook?
constitution.
Who can
through
crook
the
of this?
constitution.
Who can crook of this? And if you're not on that table, as Bobo Wino says, break that table.
Yeah.
Yeah, we must have space in that table.
So where can people find you, Kadide?
Oh, you can find me on my Instagram, Wakili Kadide, TikTok, Wakili Kadide. I'm very active there. I would love to interact with all of you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So kama uko na comments fupi tuweke kwa comment section, and you can also tag Kadide, you can follow her, and more importantly, watu wa ID number 3 something. Nyinyi ndio mnafaa kusubscribe. You're missing out on the good things here at Politikali Connected, where we decode the politics for you. Hata you won't even need to be reading the papers and everything. You will get to know everything that's happening in our political landscape that will inform you to make a better decision in 2027. So, till the next time, see you on a screen near you.